Who the fuck is that guy?
I make my own moves, yeah, I'm bossing.
All weak bitches, please proceed to the exit.
Is there no one else? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
We are not for the weak.
That's such a weird
movie. That's a better movie, though, because I like those guys.
I do, too. I was just like...
This was, like, poorly done.
Well, that sucks. That's sad. Okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Not For The Week podcast. It's your boy, James.
It's your boy, Jeremy. / J.
/ Big Goose.
Big Goose. / Knife Hands.
Knife Hands. Shit, dude. I'm sold.
They call me the old knife hand man. Jeremy Knife Hand Fingers.
Knife hand fingers?
Knife finger man.
Damn it, Jay. It was good, and then you ruined it.
Welcome to episode 24.
20-something.
Welcome to episode 20-something. And when we post this on the gram, it will say episode 20-something.
But it will have the actual number.
So
I'll look it up. I don't know.
I think it's 24.
Yeah. It might be.
22.
We've been pretty consistent.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is pretty consistent. We haven't missed a week.
We literally haven't missed 1 week.
Wow. Fuck. Pat ourselves on the fucking back, bro.
Let's just take a second to appreciate the fact that we have done 20-something weeks of filming now.
And it still sucks. We have not gotten any better at it.
Shout out to everyone who doesn't support us. We appreciate you. Just kidding.
Shout out to like the 100 people that listen to this.
No, shout out to
anybody. It's actually more than 100.
It's more than 100, yeah. Unless we have a super fat guest, then it's like way more than 100.
Yeah. Unless we have people like Artemis and Remington. Who people actually are super interested in. But God forbid it just be us.
God forbid we have our own podcast where just we talk, huh? Fuck us.
Well, you know what? It's actually doing better. Every week is more and more people. So it's growing.
It is.
And we owe that to you guys. So continue to tell a friend.
Yes.
Somebody that you've never heard of, or that's never heard of the podcast either. Don't go telling somebody that already listens. Like I did a contest the other day on my Instagram. How did that go? It was all right. I did a contest the other day on my Instagram. I was giving away some Ignite stuff. And I was like, the only premise of the whole thing was you had to tag 3 people, right? And you would win something, right? Tag 3 people.
Seems pretty fucking simple.
The amount of people that tagged me or you or the Not For The Week podcast, you were supposed to follow the Not For The Week podcast, but the amount of people that tagged those 3 things in their thing, I was just thinking like, well, you're for sure not winning. Like, I can't, like, you're tagging me and people I know.
Tag someone who's never seen the podcast. Like, oh, okay, James, Jeremy, Not For The Week. Oh, sick, dude.
Sick, dude.
Way to fucking follow directions.
Really paying attention to directions. Although I didn't specify. I said tag somebody that's never heard the podcast.
You said tag someone who you want to listen to the podcast or someone who hasn't heard us before.
Yeah. And
people
the
are
amount
like,
of people that tagged me, some hella people tagged me. Or they tagged themselves like 3 times. I was like,
then listen to the podcast if you're saying you don't. Times 3. You have some catching up to do.
If you have to tag yourself 3 times, then for sure download a fucking episode.
Fuck you, dude. Just kidding. Maybe not fuck you. I don't know.
But you're not going to win. Follow directions. It's that simple.
So, with following directions being said, me and Professor Mooney, since we lead the class of Not For The Week, anyone who has followed directions and who has done their homework, we're giving you all A's for the semester. Our semester is every week, so
it's a short ass semester.
Very short semester. So right now we're about 20-something semesters in, and all of you who have told somebody have A's. And anyone who has left an awesome review gets an A+.
They must have master's degrees. 20 semesters. That's like a full fucking career in college.
Dude, they're on their way to fucking getting their doctorate.
Damn.
And Not For The Weekology. That's pretty sick, dude. I'm going to put that in my bio.
You know there's speaking of bullshit classes, Chrissy was watching the Kardashians or whatever.
Everything they do is bullshit.
She watches the Kardashians, and every now and then I'll be just too lazy to get up and go in the other room, and so I'll watch it with her. But they were doing an episode, and in the episode, they were interviewing, or they were doing an interview with these kids who actually get college credit in a course that's about the Kardashians. Like it's a course based around keeping up with the Kardashians.
You're gonna have to tell that to my left ear because the whole right side of my face just went numb and melted.
The whole right side of your brain just shut off. It's like
my brain just took the biggest of shits.
Yeah,
hearing that. No offense towards the Kardashians, but why the fuck do you have classes that give you?
What kind of bullshit Mickey Mouse school is this that's fucking offering credit for?
Graduated from Harvard with my doctorate in Kardashianology. Fuck off.
For my final, I had to watch the Kim K sex tape backwards.
I'd pass that fucking final. I've already done that about 10 times.
Consider Jay a doctorate.
Give me my credits, bitch.
Imagine.
It's always weird because like Ray J, Kaya likes listening to like music like that R&B, and Ray J put out
Ray J's
R&B.
First album was fire, bro.
Yeah, and I like his music.
Isn't it One Wish? That was the big one.
If I had one wish.
That was the one that got him fucking Kim K right there.
Yeah.
That's
also
sealed the deal.
World, and also got the world to see his dick.
But you know what? It didn't hurt him.
Oh, not at all.
No, if anything.
If anything, people were like, Ray J, hey.
Hey.
I don't know why I sounded like that Lopez guy. What's that dude say? A funny dude.
George Lopez?
Yeah. Kind of gave myself a little bit of a George Lopez vibe.
George Lopez.
I
like George Lopez.
Dude, he's funny.
I used to watch his show all the time.
Dude, yeah, he's actually funny. Like, he's like legitimately like funny. He reminds me of like every Hispanic, like cool Hispanic dad.
Every 40-plus-year-old Hispanic dad I've ever met is George Lopez.
I could actually see him being RJ's dad, 100%.
I could see that.
I could see that. He's like, hey, this is my dad, George. He's like, hey. So you hang out with my son, huh? I think that's what he sounds.
That's a super stereotypical
No, that's super
voice.
what he sounds like in the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Exactly, right?
No, yeah.
People are like, holy shit, they got George Lopez on the show.
Honestly, people probably thought he was on that other mic.
We got the connects.
We got the connects, dude. The Lopez connects. Also, random thing, because it's been like making me feel weird all day. So I thought I'd see if you knew. My fucking hands, both my hands, I've been falling asleep since last night.
Too fat.
And I've been waking up trying to adjust my body, and they just keep randomly falling asleep, like something's pinching, like something's being...
Probably tight, dude. You need to stretch.
Yeah. So is that what it is?
I don't know.
It's like freaking me out.
I'm not a doctor. I have a
like uncomfortable.
I have a doctorate in
like
for the weekology, but I'm not an actual doctor.
Like from my elbows like down.
No, I've done that before. That's the worst thing ever. Like I'll sleep.
Yeah.
Like the last like couple weeks I've been sleeping super shitty because I'm on this fucking diet, and so like I'll sleep on my side like this with my arm under the pillow, and then like I already know like as I get into that position, like my shoulder doesn't feel good in this position. But I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna sleep like this because this is kind of comfortable aside from my shoulder. That's how I was sleeping. And then like an hour later, I'll wake up and my hand will be numb as fuck, and my shoulder will just like feel like somebody just stabbed me right in the rotator cuff, and I'll be like, oh, and then like I'm moving my hand trying to get like the feeling back in the middle of the night, and then I roll over, and then I'll do it on this side, and it like I just go back and forth.
Dude, yeah, like right now, we're staying at Kaya's mom's house while we get our plumbing and stuff fixed at our house, and the bed we're sleeping in is like full, and me and Kaya are not small human beings, right? She's also pregnant, super pregnant, so she's got
so it's like three of you,
big cute little prego belly. Yeah, it's three of us, and whatever little dog wants to sleep with us that night. So, I'm like on the edge of the bed, no blankets, no nightstand for me to lay my arm across, so it's just dangling. And then I wake up and my hand's dead. And I like reach up to God, right? And like grab
Give me
it.
feeling.
I'm like, ah, come on. And then Kai's like,
You know,
what's
that's
wrong?
actually worse.
Is it?
Yeah.
It hasn't been helping. But like as I'm doing this, my hands are falling asleep if I'm
Yeah,
not moving
because
them.
well, if you
So
think about
something's
it,
going
if
on.
you're reaching up, the blood is not going to your fingertips.
It's going down.
It's going back down. So you've already lost feeling, and now you're reaching up. You're supposed to put your hand down so blood can go down there. Like so, just
just like
jazz hand it down to the ground, dude. Like you're hitting a side tricep. Yeah. But I used to, like last year when I messed up that tendon in my wrist or my elbow.
Oh, I remember that.
It caused a lot of inflammation in my forearm, and so I would get the tingling and numb feeling in my wrist and my hands because it was so swollen here that the blood flow was restricted going to my hand. So like loosening that up allowed the blood to come. It doesn't happen anymore.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I think it is because, bro, so I don't know what the hell came over me, but like the Gains God, like Lord Gaines sprinkled a little bit
He
of
salt bait some gains.
He was like, it's back day and you've been working hard. Here's some gains to get you through the workout, and I fucking obliterated back. It's probably one of the best back days I've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
So my back is extremely sore, like fucking.
Well, what it probably is
Like my back is still pumped, and I hit back. What? When did we hit back? 2 days ago.
Well, you didn't hit back.
We didn't hit back together, but we hit back the same days. So that was 2 days ago.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I think it was Thursday.
Still sore.
Well,
So I think that could be it.
All the pulling, your wrists are probably tight, or your forearms are tight, which is causing blood flow issues in your hands.
Oh shit.
Damn. Hashtag science.
All right. Anyways,
And then somebody's going to comment and just be like, James, that's not the case. You don't know what the fuck you're talking
and you're
about.
gonna be like, who has the doctorate in not for the weekology? Fuck you.
Bro, I have my CPT. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So I saw.
I actually don't have my CPT, so I don't know.
What's CPT?
Certified personal trainer.
You do have your CPT.
No, I don't.
Your CS.
It's called CPT. Like, I don't have an actual CPT.
Oh,
It's different.
but you're like a certified strength coach.
Yeah. Well, I have surgeons, but I was making a joke because I see all those guys. Just got my NASM. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No offense to you. If,
Yeah,
if
no
you,
offense
if you have
to
your
you.
NASM, no offense.
Congrats
but
on that to anyone who is
it's fucking awesome.
Because like work had to be put in to do that.
Oh yeah, you have to get your. You have
Just
to,
don't
you have to-
fucking suck as a trainer now.
Yeah, and don't pretend like you know everything just because you have
Also
your
that.
NASM. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
because I know a few people like that.
Dude,
I
I'm
just
not-
got my NASM.
I'm not certified, and I've seen trainers that I'm just like watching, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking?
Well,
about?
I think we've talked about this before. Like, certifications don't necessarily
we
mean that you know what the hell you're talking about. They give you some credibility, but you can get a certification without really knowing much.
Yeah, I was on someone's profile and it was like certified this, certified that, certified this, certified that, and it's like obviously they have pictures of I just got this certification.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, fantastic! You're
It's awesome.
You're a certified strength coach. That's fucking awesome. I'm gonna like watch your lifting videos to see what they look like. They're trash.
Yeah,
Absolute hot garbage. Form is absolutely atrocious.
yeah.
I'm like, whoa, dude.
There's just too much weight like given to certifications nowadays.
Well, it's just weird.
Well,
like,
just I don't know.
like you would think that wanting like the journey to get a certification, like you're already going to be like well aware of like form and things like that. And so for you, it's more like, okay, like I know how to lift, but now I'm going to get certified to basically like give me the knowledge of why I lift and how I can like, it lets me know that I can tell people why they're doing a specific thing.
It's supposed to kind of expand your knowledge base and reinforce but it's not an end all be all, like, because some of the certifications, like some of the stuff is outdated on certain ones and some of it is not the best, like always the best stuff, and there's different ways to do different things, and so certification adds credibility, but I think nowadays there's too much weight put in on certifications, and you see like these people just have like 10 or 12 different certifications. They just keep going to different certifications. It's like, yeah, that's cool. You're expanding your knowledge base, but like that doesn't make you a good trainer.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't make you super knowledgeable. I'm more likely to listen to you. But it doesn't mean that everything you say is fucking gospel, you know? Just like me. I have certifications, but I don't know fuck all. Like
you know a lot.
No, but I don't know everything. I don't know everything, and I don't pretend to know everything, and there's a lot of stuff I'm not super great at, and I lift some shit with bad form every now and then. But
you know, with the gram being the gram, you have your form Nazi too.
Well, that's another thing.
Hack food squats that is so stupid.
That's also another thing too. Is like I understand if you see somebody doing something completely like blatantly bad. Like if you see someone doing like a completely cat-backed deadlift with like way too much weight and like they clearly don't have the musculature to pull that off or whatever. And you see someone doing that, like that's one thing. Like, hey dude, take a step back, too much weight, fix your form, do these, whatever. But like I posted a pull-up video the other day and some dude was like, that's not how we do that's not how you do a pull-up. Like in the military, you have to do full extension and then chin has to be all the way above the bar. And I was doing like high reps and I'm training for a bodybuilding show. So I'm not training for function necessarily. I'm training for a pump. Yeah. And I'm training for hypertrophy.
Well, so like I was told one time, cause I used to do full extension pull-ups, full extension lat pull downs, full extension, everything was full extension.
Yeah.
And then I learned that when you're fully extending on like a pulling movement, your lat that disengages.
Yeah.
And you lose that tension, and then you have to like re-engage it when you initialize that pull again.
Yeah.
So like instead
you
of
have to retract your scapula.
Yeah, exactly. So instead, you're supposed to keep your scapula contracted for the entire portion of the movement, which like makes a pull up like right here instead of right here.
It's one of those things where like full extension obviously is important. Like it's just basic functional strength. Like you should be able to get into a full hang and pull yourself all the way up, obviously. But partial reps and not full extension or full range of motion serve a purpose. Like there's a purpose for that.
Dude, it's so hard to even say that stuff like that when it comes to pulling movements are even partial reps though.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what I mean. Like, you know? Well, there's a difference, like doing like a legit partial. Yeah. Like I see some dudes, and like that serves a purpose at a time, you know, or full range for like isolating the lats. Mm-hmm. That's different than full range pull up, right? And they all serve a different purpose, and they all have a specific function, and you should be able to do all of them. So like, it's super annoying when you post something like that and then somebody comments on it and is like, oh, your form is off. Like you should like fix your form. And it's like, dude, I know how to do a pull-up. Like I very clearly know how to do a pull-up, right? I've been training people for 15 fucking years.
That's crazy.
And I've been training myself for 20. Like I know how to do a pull-up, dude. I don't need you to tell me how to do a pull-up. Mm-hmm. I'm obviously doing this for a specific purpose and everything, and so there's a difference when you go on social media and you see and people comment on form. Like there's certain form is quote unquote bad, but it serves a purpose. Mm-hmm. Whereas there's some form that is also quote unquote bad that is too much for somebody to handle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, and I feel like you can obviously tell like the difference between what you would consider bad form but serves a purpose and just straight bad form because the weight's too much, or maybe they just don't know how to perform a lift properly. Maybe they just never learned. You know what I mean?
And then there's that whole train of thought that of people who perform exercises with bad form, with quote unquote bad form on purpose, like our buddy DJ Strong Camps. He does, if you follow him on Instagram, it's at Strong Camps. Shout out to DJ. Don't think he listens, but if he does, yeah. But his whole thing is you should be able to lift from whatever position you're in. Like there is no such thing as bad form, really just under-prepared for movement. So like I should be able to perform a deadlift completely rounded over, completely all focused on my lower back. I should be able to do that. I should be able to condition my body to be able to do that. I don't necessarily need to do that like I should. It shouldn't be my goal to perform it like that, but I should be able to do it like that. I should be able to prepare my body to be able to do that and be all right.
Be put under like that awkward stress.
And like
be able to like overload your body from a non-power position.
Because if you think about it, when you put yourself into a bad form, right? Like let's say I'm doing a squat and I round over, right? Like I round over completely and it almost becomes like a good morning. It's more dangerous if I've never been in that position and I don't know, and my body's not strong enough to be able to get out of that position, right? Like if I go into and do a squat and I completely good morning it and I'm not used to it, that's when you get fucked up. Yeah. But like if your body's conditioned to be able to go into that bad position, that quote unquote bad position, and then power through it, and then you end up surviving it, you know, like you don't snap your back or whatever. Like that's why you train, right? Like, because you're not going to be in it's important to drill quote unquote perfect form, but it's important to drill the worst case scenario too, so that you don't get hurt. Like if I'm performing completely bent over, like I don't know, I used to deadlift really rounded over, right? Really? Like my not super rounded over, but I would shoot my hips up and I would lift with my lower back all the time. My lower back is strong as fuck. And I've done some things with not the best form because of whatever reason, right? And I've, knock on wood, been like able to be like, oh, I'm good, right? Like I survived it because my lower back has become so strong in that shitty compromised position that it rolls over and like saves me when I actually need it to. You know what I mean? It's not ideal, right?
Yeah, that's actually like it's a pretty cool way of like looking at training, like what Strong Cramps looks at, because that's like
it makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and that's like conditioning your body to be like training to condition your body to be as strong as possible, regardless of the position your body is put in, is like incredible if you think about it. Yeah, that's like super soldier shit.
Well, it's like you're not always going to be in the most optimal position.
In fact, most of the time you probably won't be in the most optimal
I would
position.
say 99% of the time, unless you're like, I would say 99% of the time there's going to be something that's going to affect you. Yeah. Like in a real world scenario. Yeah, like let's say like, hey, can you help me move this weekend, right? Like I go help you move and we got to lift some bullshit up the stairs or whatever. Like that's not optimal. Like we're going down a narrow hallway with an awkward object and we got to go upstairs and go around a corner or whatever. Like I'm not going to be perfectly centered. Like, yeah, it'd be nice if I could, and I'm going to try to stay there, but like I might do a weird twist here and there. And it's like, if I'm not used to doing that, that's when you get fucked up.
Which makes me think Strong Camps, what's his name? PJ? DJ? DJ he'd probably be a fantastic mover.
Bro, DJ...
He'd probably throw pianos on his shoulders.
Yeah, he'd throw a fucking fridge on his shoulder with one hand and like grab like a full arm full of groceries in the other and just be like, yo, let's do this.
He's like, I brought you the groceries and the fridge.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
But even then, there's a difference because he's purposely doing that and he knows what he's doing and he's strong enough to survive that. Yeah. Then there's the people that think they're doing the movement correctly and they're not doing it correctly at all, right? And so there's a difference there. So like obviously those people need to become advised to what they're doing wrong. Like so it's all full circle though. Like constructive criticism on Instagram is one thing, but commenting something not constructive or just blatantly stupid is like, know who you're commenting on. Like if you're going to leave a comment on someone's video or something or picture, look at their profile real quick and just be like, oh.
Also be educated in what you're talking about.
Yeah, that too.
Don't just say what you think.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you what, if everyone said what they fucking thought, the world would be a bad place, like it already is. In fact,
actually, I don't know if everyone. There's a difference. If everyone said what they thought, the world would actually be a really good place because there wouldn't be any bullshit drama behind the scenes. I feel like.
I guess that's true, huh?
There's a difference if you have an educated opinion before you say what you think. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's too many people out there that just speak and they don't know shit about what they're talking about.
Also, like it's
or they just know the bullet points. Like Twitter, they see a tweet. Oh, I know about that. Like, no, you don't. You saw one sentence about something. You haven't become an expert on that.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Is like with social media, people see one thing and they're like, "I am the master of this because of a caption." Yeah. No, dude. Because Mooney said, "This is why I perform this movement," does not mean that you now know how to get the biggest delts in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you saw a video saying, "Here's how to get the biggest delts." Yeah. Now you're going to go advise people on how to get the biggest delts. Take everything and create like a global view of it. Like just because I say something and Jeremy says something doesn't mean that we're the end all be all, right? Like there's no end all be all. Like, well, and that's the beauty of like fitness, really. That's the beauty of like the world. I don't know how many times I've talked about this to people in like the last couple of weeks, but like the beauty of what makes everything different and unique is like different perspectives and different things that like work for different people and like the reasons behind the things that people do and stuff like that. It's fucking fantastic. It's what allows people to form friendships based off of like similarities, but also differences. Like it's cool. Mm-hmm. And fitness is great because every single thing in fitness is different in so many ways and affects people on a completely different level and is utilized for completely different reasons. Yeah. But people don't really understand that, and a lot of people just go by the book. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this is how you do it. That's how you do it. This is how you do it. Yeah. That wall's really hollow, but I almost punched a hole through it. But you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's like where I feel like a lot of these uneducated things come from is even like the pull-up thing. You know, fully extend, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, if you knew why Mooney was not fully extending and what he was doing those pull-ups for, you wouldn't probably have said that. Yeah. But you don't.
Well, I commented that. I was like, dude, like, what did I say? I said something like...
You're like, dude, fuck you.
I wanted to be, but I was like, nah, dude. I was like, dude, I know how to do a pull-up. Yeah. I'm training for a specific reason, and there's a reason I'm doing it like this. I don't need to... Thank you for trying to tell me how to do a pull-up, but I know.
Nothing makes you look more fucking stupid than looking uneducated. When someone calls you out basically because you're dumb. Yeah. That is like the number one roast you could ever do to somebody is literally make them look stupid.
Yeah, as opposed to like responding to a troll like, fuck you, bro.
Exactly, yeah.
Like it's way better to respond with like quote unquote kindness and like
kill him with kindness, man.
Well, not even kind, but like I was kind, like I wasn't mean to him, but I wasn't like, oh, bro, it's all right, thank you. No, I was like, nah, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. But like, and I explained it to him, and I'm sure if I had read his comments as him, I would have been like, ooh, delete the comment real quick.
Little swipe right and hit the red button, man.
Yeah, but I don't know, that it is the nice thing because in fitness, especially in fitness, there's 1,000 different ways to get the same result.
Exactly.
Like if you want to do cardio, there's 1,000 different ways you could do cardio. If you want to diet, there's 1,000,000 different diets. At the end of the day, they're all kind of basically the same and they have the same principles, but there's different ways to get there. Like you want to build up your deadlift. There's a bunch of different ways to build up your deadlift.
Same with bench. Same with bench. You want a big wide back. There's a lot of different ways to get a big wide back.
You want to build up your cardiovascular endurance or your metabolic rate. Like there's a bunch of different ways to do it. So like the problem is that like a lot of other things, there becomes like separations and there becomes like certain camps that only support certain methodologies. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do CrossFit, but there's a lot of people out there that fucking love CrossFit. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out there that have gotten amazing results with CrossFit. And then there's a lot of people that fucking hate CrossFit. Mm-hmm. And like, no matter what you do, will always hate on CrossFit. Right? Like Dana Lynn Bailey, she just got rhabdo You know what that is? Rhabdomyolysis. It's basically where your body starts breaking down muscle, and it's like an overtraining thing. So your body actually starts breaking down muscle, and it starts like the proteins start getting like digested in the liver and the kidneys, and like it's bad because it leads to kidney and liver failure. Oh wow! So it's like super bad for you. It's super dangerous. She got it doing her first CrossFit workout. Like she'd never done this CrossFit workout, and she was doing like max GHD sit-ups, like in 2 minutes, like as many sit-ups as possible, 3 rounds of that.
I could see her probably doing a lot.
And supposedly she did like over 100 or something. And I was like, and so she got rhabdo from that. Rhabdo is not the only reason the majority of people know about rhabdo is because of CrossFit, but it's not exclusive to CrossFit. Like other people have gotten, like bodybuilders have gotten rhabdo. Olympic weightlifters have gotten rhabdo. Like powerlifters have gotten rhabdo. Like people all over the spectrum have gotten rhabdo. But the general population knows about rhabdo because of CrossFit. And so I was looking at the comments on her thing, and everyone's like, "This is why I don't do CrossFit. CrossFit sucks." Like, it's like no. Like, educate yourselves. Like, it's not exclusive to CrossFit. Yeah, it happens to a lot of CrossFitters but you could argue that those same CrossFitters, if they'd been doing a different sport, probably would get the same thing. I would assume it's not necessarily exclusive to a sport. It's kind of to a certain person, because you have to be pushing yourself quite hard to fucking do that. Like
exactly.
You have to push yourself to a certain level of competitiveness, and like I wouldn't even necessarily consider it like not knowing what the fuck you're doing, because Dana Lynn Bailey knows what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah, she's a fucking Olympian.
She knows how to work hard. Like fucking. So she was pushing herself. She was in a competitive environment. Like it's not exclusive to CrossFit. I bet you she could have got that doing some of her bodybuilding. Like she did like an insane fucking squat workout. Like
like a fucking 100 reps.
Yeah. So, but it's just like there are certain camps, and I think that's the biggest issue with fitness now, is there's so many different methodologies, and then there's certain groups in each methodology that are just hate everything else. You know what I mean? And refuse to see the good in other things. Like I don't particularly like CrossFit. Like I don't train it. Like so I can't speak on it. But I respect the people that do it, and I understand why they're doing it, and I respect that they're working hard at it. Like that's all that really you need to do. Like I don't need to go there and tear them down. Like, oh, butterfly pull-ups. Psh, what the fuck are you doing? Whack. No. Whack. But yeah.
Yeah, no, because like you were saying, like you put those CrossFit athletes who got rhabdo in a different environment, and I guarantee you they're going to attack whatever sport they're doing or whatever environment they're in with the same intensity that they did with the CrossFit workout. Yeah. So really it has nothing to do with that specific sport, really just more the athlete and the amount of like energy they were putting into it, how hard they're working.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not a specific sport that's doing it. It's a specific type of person that's pushing themselves at a certain point to failure and beyond.
Like the fucking best, man.
Yeah. So but I don't know. I think the takeaway is fucking just have some respect for other just because somebody's not doing something that you're doing doesn't mean that what they're doing is any less important or valuable.
You know, maybe do a little bit of research too, like before you attack somebody or put your 2 cents in, especially if you feel maybe you're a little uneducated in that area. Dude, just YouTube it.
Ego, though.
What's the purpose of partial rep pull-ups? You know what I mean?
Ego, though. People don't want to admit that they don't know something.
Yeah, well, then don't comment. Just don't comment, because looking up YouTube's not going to show that you don't know anything, because no one's going to know you did that.
Yeah.
The only one who's going to know they're wrong initially is that person who looked it up.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Oh, are you recording?
Yeah.
Are you?
We'll add that in at the end.
That was Sherry. That'll be the intro.
That'll be it.
Penis.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Not For the Weak.
That'll be the thumbnail. It'll be a picture of Sherry. It'll be and it'll penis.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Don't be a fuckboy.
Don't be a fuckboy. Educate yourself just a tiny little bit.
Educate yourself.
Treat yourself to the world of knowledge.
Ooh. Damn.
Do you want to answer some questions?
We have some questions. We got some fan questions.
Got some fan questions.
Fan questions. I'll be the
Some supporter questions. Let's see what's up.
fan questions.
Alrighty, so question numero uno. That's Spanish for number 1, by the way.
Oh, suck.
How did you get to where you are now in the world of weightlifting, and any tips for newcomers? First of all, let me just say I am nowhere in the world of weightlifting.
It's all relative, dude.
I am simply a power lifter who's done some meets. I enjoy training. I consider fitness to be my life. And because of some pretty cool people, I've met some other pretty cool people, and now I know a lot of cool people.
I would say how we got here is just consistency.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been training for like 20 years. I've been training since high school.
I've been training on and off for 10 now, and yeah, the one thing that's never changed is like that just never dying passion to be in the gym, regardless of like Mooney's probably been a lot more consistent than me, but
I don't know. Everyone goes through waves. I've been inconsistent. I think the biggest thing though is like people always want like a flashy answer, like to like that. Like, how'd you get there? Like, what was the thing, like the switch that you flipped and that's how you got to where you are? It's like people want that. They want us to say something like, "Oh, dude, I went to Gold's Gym and I was deadlifting and Arnold Schwarzenegger saw it and boom, and that's how I got to where I'm." Like, no, like the way how you got to where you are, or how we got to where we are, is like we put time in. Like it took time. Like you don't go into the gym and immediately deadlift 405 unless you're just a genetic freak.
some people are.
There are people like that.
Some people are freaks.
They're genetic freaks that have never lifted and then go in there and fucking lift cars and shit. But like, it just takes time. Like you go in there, consistency over time, and you'll get there.
And honestly, the best tips I could give to you or anyone who's wanting to get to a specific point in what you would consider to be weightlifting, or even just kind of venture into the fitness industry, is I would say just understand that it takes time.
Yeah,
like get the concept of time down and trust the process, because you're not gonna, like me and Mooney have talked about. I don't know for this guy. I don't know if you've listened to the podcast on a daily basis, but me and Mooney have talked about it in the past. Like, you're not gonna do a set of sit-ups and have abs the next day. You're not going to do a set of curls and have 20-inch biceps the next day. Every single thing that you do takes time, but every single thing that you do is crucial and important to your overall development. So understand that, and understand that the body you want, or the strength that you want, or the people you want to follow you, like any of that shit is going to come, but it's going to come in time, and you have to work every single day at it. And if you stop, then it won't come.
It'll. And you have to be okay with knowing that it won't be there tomorrow or the next day or next month or even next year. Like you want to deadlift 700 pounds, your max right now is 300. You're not going to get to 700 next year.
You might not even get there in 2 years, dude.
Yeah, it might take you 4 years to get there,
depending on how you work, depending on
or
so
injuries or whatnot. Like shit happens, so you have to be okay with knowing that this is a fucking marathon. It's going to go, it's a lifelong thing. Like, you know what I mean? You can't expect, I'm going to do fitness for 5 years. I'm going to become the best power lifter and then I'm going to be done. No, you have to work, and it's going to take a long time. Even if you want, like, if you looked at like, hey, I see Bradley Martin. I like Bradley Martin's physique. I want to look like Bradley Martin. Okay. You have to be content to know that Bradley Martin's been working out for a long fucking time, consistently. And it's going to take you a while. And then genetically, you may not look like him ever, but you can get to the best version of yourself. Like you can, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
That's like another weird thing is like everybody, like even people like a duo like this be like, dude, I want to look like this guy. And it's like, to be completely
me,
honest, yeah, exactly. They're like, I want to look like Mooney. But to be completely honest, you probably never will look like that person. And the only reason why is you're not that person.
Yeah, genetically,
You're going to
everyone's
develop
fucking different.
Exactly. You want to look like Mooney, you're going to develop how you're going to develop.
Yeah.
You could weigh the exact same as Mooney, have the exact same body fat percentage, be the exact everything, but still may not look like Mooney. You know what I mean? Just like you may not look like me. Not that I look great, but I'm saying everyone develops differently. Everyone has different muscle insertions. Everyone grows differently. So
everyone has different hormone levels. Everyone has different genetic code. And I think that's so important nowadays because we live in a world right now where everyone wants to be included and everyone wants to be like, oh, we're all the same. Treat us all equally. Everyone and yeah, that's great. In the grand scheme of things, sexuality, race, how much money you have, we should all be, treated with the same levels of respect and dignity and whatnot. But we're not, at the end of the day though, we're not all the fucking same. We're not all the same. Genetically, we are all fucking different.
And that goes back to what I was saying, that's the fucking beauty of the world. That's the beauty of mankind, dude. That's what makes us all unique from each other. Imagine if everybody was the exact same.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, that fucking sucks.
It's boring as fuck.
If I couldn't tell the difference between you and me, that'd suck.
Yeah.
But that's what's great is I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we are different. We have different experiences, and that makes each of us a little bit better from being a part of, being around the other person. You know what I mean? You get exposed to different things.
Yeah. So be unique.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it is. It seriously is. Be unique. Don't say I want to look like Superman or I want to fucking look like who's a jacked Thor. I want to look like Thor. Fuck Thor. Yeah. Look like the best version of you, dude.
It's okay to model yourself.
Yes.
To an extent around him. I'm going to do what he's doing because I would like a similar look. Exactly. But understand that you're not going to look the same. Mm-hmm. Your ab, you may have one I don't have completely symmetrical abs. One side is a little bit higher than the other. All right. So I'm never going to have the perfect fucking abs that people some of those dudes on the magazines that have the stereotypical.
Yeah, those super symmetrical.
So if I'm looking at that, I'm like, I want my abs to look like that. I can do as much fucking dieting, I can do as much training as I want, and they're not going to look like that. Just genetically, insertion-wise, I'm different than that. Mm-hmm. But it's okay. But I can be like, I want to have abs like that. I want to be able to see my abs like that. Mm-hmm. That's different. But
modeling, wanting to be in the same shape as another person and compare your shape and stuff is one thing. But saying I want to look exactly like that person, that'll never happen.
And I think that's a big part of why there's so many people that have body dysmorphia and whatnot, because they look at these people on social media or magazines and they're like, I want to look like that, and then they put in all this work and they don't look exactly like that.
And now they're like, what
and
the
then
fuck?
Now they're like, oh, I suck because I don't look exactly like that. It's like, bitch, shut up. You're never gonna look like that. That person has completely different genetic makeup. They have a completely different set of experiences and life experiences and training age, and they've done everything completely different than you. Even if you followed their training program to a complete T, they have 20 plus years of experience that there's no way you can replicate.
Yeah, well, look at someone like Justin, right? Who's got the freakiest fucking genetics I've ever seen.
Oh, he's amazing.
The craziest biceps, the craziest shoulders, the craziest triceps. He works his ass off, but genetically, he's a fucking freak.
Yeah.
He's one of those people who you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're never going to look like that, right?
No, he looked like a fucking freak.
You're never going to have, even if you train just as hard as him, you're not going to have biceps like him. He simply is going to shit on you just due to genetics and hard work. It's just one of those things.
Some people are predisposed to build muscle in certain areas at an easier, not necessarily easier, but their genetic code is that we respond better to certain training stimulus at a lesser volume. Justin has amazing arms, right? Yeah, he works his ass off for his arms, and he's trained for a long time getting to that point. But he also has a little bit of a predisposed genetic ability to build muscle there with less stimulus. You know what I mean? Like he maybe doesn't have to hit arms as many times, like 3 times a week. Whereas somebody over there might have to hit arms every other day to get arms comparable. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the work, the amount of volume he has to put in is less because he has a better genetic predisposition to building arms. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's okay to be fucking different, and we're not all the fucking same. Look at fucking Thor. Look at Hathor. That dude doesn't even look like the same fucking species as us, dude. That dude looks like a fucking Marvel character.
He does.
And I could deadlift every fucking day. I could eat 20,000 calories a day, and I will never look like him, or I'd never be as strong as him. I could take all the fucking drugs in the world, and I would never look like him. That dude is freaky.
A freak, yeah.
And for me to sit here and be like, dude, I'm going to be like Thor. Yeah, it's okay to strive to be like him, but I have to understand that I'm never going to be there. Look at some of the dudes in the NFL. They run like 4.2, 4.3 40s. I could get all the Olympians in the world, the fastest fucking people in the world, teach me how to run, teach me how to sprint, have the best strength coach in the world. I will never run a 4.2. Genetically, it's not there. It's okay.
It is.
It's fine. I could want to run a 4.2 as much as I want. I could pray to the fucking gods above for a 4.2, and I will never get it.
No, it's like people who want to be in the NFL. Like that's great. Fantastic dream. Like it really is. But to be like a professional athlete, you either fucking have it in you and you work hard.
Yeah.
Or you don't. And unfortunately, if you don't and you work hard, there's 100 other people who do have it.
Well, if you look at those dudes in like the NFL or NBA, even if they didn't do, like let's take fucking LeBron James. Even if LeBron James never played basketball, he'd be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
One sport or another, he would be a professional athlete. Genetically, he's gifted as fuck.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he works hard, and that's why he's one of the best players of all time. But like, they're the genetic 1%, and it's okay.
And that goes into that whole.
But it's
genetics doesn't play a role. Yeah, it does.
It does.
100%.
And people don't want to play. And the thing is, people don't want to say that genetics. People don't want to look at it and be like, genetics played a role. It's the same reason why there's such a stigma around steroids, because people want to be like, people don't want to believe that they're different. People want to believe that everyone starts on the same fucking playing field, and genetically we do not.
We don't.
All right? Like I said, I could take all the fucking steroids, I could get designer fucking drugs, like spend thousands of dollars a month, and I would never look like Thor.
Still not going to make you 7 foot, 340 pounds.
And I will never deadlift 1,000 pounds.
I mean, maybe you could.
I don't think I have the bone structure to pull 1,000 pounds.
That actually plays a role.
Yeah. I don't think I have necessarily the right leverages, and I don't think I have the bone structure. Just like I don't have the bone structure to even squat 1,000 pounds. Like I don't, honestly, I think it would be easier to deadlift 1,000 pounds, but if I were to put 1,000 pounds on my back, even like,
I could barely put 500 pounds.
that's what I mean. Like I would genetically, I don't have the bone structure to support that.
I couldn't imagine putting I couldn't imagine I put 5.
Even 800 pounds, 700 pounds, 600 pounds is heavy as fuck.
I could see myself getting to 600 pounds.
No, I'm not saying that.
But like above that, I'm like, ooh.
No, but I'm just saying, like, even picking 600 pounds off the rack, that's heavy. Even if it's light for you, like even if it's light for you to squat, it's still 600 pounds on your back, pressing down on your spine, compressing your spine. Your hips have to support that. Your knees have to support that. Your ankles have to. It's all right to be genetically different, and we all are, you know. But yeah, put the time in, bro.
Put the time in, bro. That was a long-ass response to your short question, but I appreciate you asking the question. That kid actually asks me questions on a daily basis. Hey. And so hopefully you listen to this. I just want to give a shout-out to you because... what
was his name?
His name is Brandon Stinson. Younger kid. He's about 15 or so, but he...
Oh, he's in the prime of his life right now for lifting. Dude.
But he just signed up a duo, and he's a big kid. For
Eat
15.
all the food, bro.
Eat all the food, make all the gains, and keep at it, dude. You're young. Now's your time. So take advantage of it. I appreciate you always asking me questions. Second question.
Let's do another question.
Would you consider doing 2 episodes a week? Yes. Me and Mooney have talked about it pretty frequently. Right now with my work schedule, that's actually something that's very, very doable. I think that we just have to do it. We might start trying to do that here soon. Mooney, what do you think?
Yeah, we're trying to. We just got to get it figured out with Jay's schedule now that he has a new job. We're planning on going two a week though, because we want to ideally get to the point where we have like one guest and then one episode where it's just us every week. Hopefully, we'll start that in May, but
That'd be cool.
we will. That's the plan. We'll probably do. So leave a comment. Let us know what day, because I'm thinking we'll probably do like Monday and Thursday releases. Yeah. So
whatever
that's the plan. Starting in May, that we'll do 2 a week. It's just like I said, it's just tough with the schedules how they are, and I'm doing some traveling at the end of this month. Jay's having a kid next month, so we got to get a little bit ahead of it. But the plan is that we're going to start doing 2 a week. We just have to actually get more guests. It's a bitch to get some guests. Like, people are flaky.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than people probably realize.
It's also one of those things where it's like, I don't want to necessarily force somebody to do this, because you can tell the episodes where it was like somebody was a guest on the show that didn't necessarily want to be on it, and that's fine.
Well,
But
yeah, it's just don't be on it.
just don't be on it. Just it's
That's
okay
cool.
to say no. There's plenty of people that I've asked, big name guys that I'm close with, that didn't want to do it, and that's fine. I don't hold it against them.
Like, thank you for
Yeah,
saying.
I'd rather you not be on it, because I want it to be a good episode.
Yeah.
And you can tell the ones that have been quote unquote bad episodes by just the people and how they responded to being on the show. Anyway, moving on.
Thanks for the question.
Let's
It is our last section of the podcast.
we're gonna do some current events.
We are going to be doing some Corinto Evento.
Let's do a couple.
That was Italian.
I don't think that was Italian, but all right.
It sounded Italian, so I'm going to say that it was.
So
Corinto Evento.
we got a couple. We got a couple current events. Let's see. How about this one? Where is it? Shit, hold on. So I was online this morning, and Mars Wrigley, which is like it's like a candy company. They like
Oh, yeah.
Mars and Wrigley.
They make a lot of Easter candies, don't they?
Yeah, and I think they make like Milky Way and like those candy bars.
and
Yeah,
Snickers.
and maybe Snickers. I don't know. But anyway, they are offering a paid internship for 12 weeks, and your job as this internship is to taste all their candy.
How do you sign up for that? I was just wondering.
The 8 to 12 week Chicago-based internship is fully paid and includes taste testing new candy flavors, creating a personalized chewing gum flavor, and visiting Mars Wrigley facilities across the country, as well as documenting it on social media. And that sounds like the greatest fucking job of all time.
That sounds like a job I would currently quit my current job and go do.
For 12 weeks, you
For
just
12
say,
weeks.
screw
I'd
it.
be like, listen, guys, it's been fun, but I'm going to go eat some chocolate across the country.
About to go eat all the chocolate.
And I'm about to enjoy it, and they're about to pay me to do that. Basically, this is my dream as a kid, to get paid to eat candy.
The benefits include a signing bonus worth 1 year's worth of candy.
I thought you were going to say like $10,000.
No, you get a signing bonus of a year's worth of candy on top of your paid salary.
What was the paid salary? Do you know?
No, it doesn't say. I can imagine it's decent though.
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Even if it was minimum wage, bro, you're tasting candy for a fucking. How hard of a job is that?
and they probably pay for everything in Chi-Town.
Yeah,
Shout out to Chi-Town,
dude.
Just for being Chi-Town.
I kind of want to sign up for this. I feel like I would be. I feel like I'm uniquely qualified.
I think so.
Yeah. I have a unique set of skills. I can eat a shitload of candy. I have a particular set of skills.
I will find you, and I will eat you. I will document it on social media.
I will take a picture for my story. Dude, I bet Hair Flip would be all over this.
Oh, yeah.
And she doesn't have to work this summer. I'm for sure gonna message it to her.
Be like, hey, babe.
then
I think I found your summer job.
I found your calling.
She's like, yeah, girl, slay.
Bro, imagine getting paid to taste candy. Like, that's your job.
I'm salivating right now thinking about it.
Dude, you're salivating. I'm 7 weeks into this diet, and the thought, I have a lot of
hand died.
It's fell asleep. I'm twitching right now. But yeah,
that sounds amazing.
Sounds fucking awesome.
We should have just led the whole episode with the Mars internship.
What's your favorite candy?
Oh, fuck, dude, you gotta break it up, bro.
Favorite chocolate-based candy?
It's either white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups.
Or I think I just fucking nutted in my pants right now.
Or you're not gonna like it, but I'm actually a really big fan of Almond Joys.
I actually don't mind Almond Joys.
That's crazy because they have a lot of coconut in them.
Wait, which ones?
Almond Joys are
there's Almond Joy, and then there's another one by the same company.
Almond Roca.
No. There's the Almond Joy, and then Almond Joy makes another. There's two. There's one that's like a blue wrapper, and one that's a red wrapper.
That's like the dark chocolate Almond Joy.
No.
That's like the almond.
No, dude, you're wrong.
I don't know.
One of them's coconut, and then the other one's not coconut.
Dark chocolate, not coconut joy.
Dude, you're gonna make me Google this. Almond Joy and Mounds.
Oh, yeah, Mounds. Mounds is bomb.
Oh, yeah, Mounds is dark chocolate. Dark chocolate and coconut. Almond Joy I don't mind because I really like almonds.
Yeah,
I like nuts. God damn it.
You're like, I like nuts. That's
flat out. I like
just
nuts. Send some fucking nuts. No, What
the fuck?
No, I like peanuts and almonds in my candy.
You're like, I really love nuts.
I love nuts in my. I love
candy.
chocolate covered in nuts.
Yeah, no, I do too. It always gives it like it's nice to break up like the chocolate with some
little
peanuts.
Crunch, a little almonds. Oh man, Snickers almonds.
Those are so good.
So good.
Why haven't they made white chocolate Snickers?
Bro, that sounds amazing.
I know.
White chocolate just in general.
I love white chocolate, dude.
Like the cookies and cream Hershey's.
Oh, dude, that used to be my all-time favorite.
That was one of the greatest candies of all time.
I used to steal white cookies and cream Hershey's bars,
bro,
from Ray's. Dude.
You're about to catch a charge right now, dude.
I was a little kid, so it doesn't count. This is art.
Statute of limitations, right there.
Art. This is art for art purposes, so I didn't admit to anything. Did you know that that is how rappers don't get prosecuted? So you listen to rappers and they're always like, and I killed this dude, and then I stuffed him in my trunk, and I threw him in the river, and this is where you can find him. You can't prosecute them off that because it's considered like entertainment and like art. Yeah. So they're not technically admitting to anything, and as far as they're concerned, that's all.
Well, because you could just—it's like prosecuting somebody for writing a novel, and like talking about killing somebody. Like, yeah, that person. You might look at that person like
the cops might be like,
"Let's keep a closer look on that guy.
Like, let's pay attention to his involvement with the."
Yeah, I got you.
Gang
Yeah.
members.
Let's keep an extra eye on that dude.
But
that makes sense.
What's your favorite sour candy?
It would either be Rips. I don't know if you had the Rips. Rips are good.
Rips are pretty good.
Or Sour Patch watermelon. Yeah, I could eat all of those.
First of all, Sour Patch watermelon are the best theater snack.
Oh.
Second of all, Sour Patch are the best any snack for any occasion.
First off, though, why do Sour Patch watermelon always come in such a small bag?
Because
there's like 10 in there.
Fucking hate your guts.
They want you to just like wish to have more because like it's never enough.
Oh, usually relatively cheap though. It's always like buy 2 for
I know, but
4.
But then I get to the bottom of the bag. I'm like, I had 10 of these, and I'm done. And now I need another bag, and now I feel extra fat. So thank you, Sour Patch.
And now I've had 20.
That's just the appetizer.
Like, well, time to move on to the ribs.
No, I would say, and then my favorite chocolate because I didn't get into that. I actually really like Mr. Good bars.
Dude, they're actually underrated.
Super underrated because the
Simple
packaging
bars
looks
are
like trash.
It's a yellow.
It's yellow
It's
with
like
red.
McDonald's.
It's like
Looks like something they'd serve
Dude.
at McDonald's.
like Mr. Good Bar got some shitty PR. Got some shitty PR. Need to improve the marketing on the Good Bar packaging. And then a Snickers. Snickers is always
Snickers is always gangster, bro.
bro.
You're never gonna
Snickers
not enjoy one.
ice cream bars. The Snickers candy bars. You know which one? Not like the actual like tub of Snickers, but like the actual frozen ice cream.
Yeah, no, I used to get them from Walgreens every day.
Yeah. Oh my god, those are fucking amazing. I'm about to eat all of those after my show. I remember my mom and I, we used to, when I was younger, we would go to the store and we would get a box of those and we would each eat. I think it came with like 6. I think a box was like
3 whole ice cream Snicker bars.
Yeah. We would each eat 3 before we got home. We would just be in the car just eating them. And then we obviously would get a couple boxes. So but I was not a fat kid. But
He wasn't a fat kid, you guys. He just ate
we had
multiple boxes of ice cream Snicker
I've probably eaten at least 2,000 of those in my lifetime.
I've had a lot.
I've had a lot.
I haven't had
I would say there's at least 2,000. We ate those a lot.
Dude, that's why you were fucking...
But I was skinny as fuck.
Yeah.
I was a fat baby, but I was skinny when I was eating.
Were you a fat? I've never seen a baby picture of you. Does Hairflip have any?
Yeah, she's obsessed with calling me a fat baby. I had a big head, apparently. Still got one.
Hey.
No, but I had a big
dome.
a big dome.
My head was like normal size, and then like it got really big. Like as I got older, what happened to John Travolta as he got older, like happened to me too. Like normal size head, huge swollen head.
Apparently, a lot of famous actors have massive heads because it looks good on camera. Apparently, this is what I've heard. John Travolta, big head. Tom Cruise, big head.
Small body.
Small body. For some reason, I've heard that it looks good on camera if you have like an oversized head. I don't know why.
Weird.
More expressive, maybe?
Yeah. Could be.
Oh, shit. Let's do one more current event. And
Go train.
yeah. Because I'm getting hungry and I need to eat. All right. How about this one?
You guys see that? Pretty big, I know.
Woman faked cancer to save her marriage.
Woman.
So a woman admitting to having profited from a lie that she had cancer in a scheme to save her troubled marriage.
First of all, fuck you.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. So Amy Hammer of Seagrove, North Carolina, was arrested Thursday when a police investigation found she had pretended to suffer from chronic lymphocytic leukemia, cancer that grows from the bone marrow. Apparently, she established a Facebook page called Amy's Promise to accept donations for alleged healthcare costs. She also sold T-shirts. What a piece of shit.
Dude, that's so shitty because like there's like actual kids out there who are like suffering from cancer, and like people, even adults, like anyone suffering from cancer, and this girl's out here making it basically a joke to save her marriage. First of all, lady, not to be a dick, but I don't give a fuck about your terrible marriage.
So apparently her husband was going to leave her, and they have 3 kids together, and so she faked this cancer so that he would stay with her.
That's fucked up.
So fucked up.
Honestly, that dude's probably leaving her for...
Dude,
like,
she's
obviously like...
Red flags.
Yeah.
1,000 red flags. The fact that she would make up cancer for you to stay, I can only
start a
imagine
Facebook
the crazy
page,
shit that she's
make
done.
profits from it.
Dude, that's so fucked.
So you're taking people's money because people think that they're helping you.
Yeah.
And what are you doing with it? Making fucking shirts for an illness that you don't even have.
No, and you're pocketing the money because money's supposed to go to your.
Oh, fuck you.
It's supposed to go to your treatment.
You, my
For
friend,
sure, go fuck yourself.
You, my friend,
You're a scumbag.
are a bad person, and
I
do not like you.
I don't care what you were going through. I don't care if he was cheating on you or like he was the worst person in the world.
Yeah.
Don't fucking make that shit up. That's why people are so skeptical nowadays. Like, it's the same reason why, like, if I see I don't like it, but I see like a homeless person on the street and I'm skeptical to give them money. You know what I mean?
Like, you probably own a house.
Well, like, because there was all those people that were like faking homeless or like and making money off. Like, there's a famous story about the guy down in LA that was making 6 figures a year pretending to be homeless. He was driving like a BMW, and it's like people like that are the reason that other people are skeptical. And like, it's so shitty.
Anytime you take advantage of good people, you suck.
Yeah.
Anytime you make a joke out of something serious that kills people, you're a fucking...
Oh yeah, because all that money that went to her quote unquote treatment could have gone to other people that maybe needed the money more than you.
Exactly. What if I was like, damn, I only have $20, but this person has cancer and is dying. I'm gonna give them my last $20.
Yeah. Or you could have given that $20 to somebody that actually was dying.
Yeah.
And maybe that is the difference between, not saying that it is, but maybe what if that was the difference between them getting the treatment they wanted or they needed and not? You know what I mean?
So now they might die.
Yeah. While you're sitting there with your fucking husband who
doesn't like you.
Is only with you because now he feels sorry for you. And dude, imagine being the husband and you find out your wife was lying to you.
I'd hate her guts.
Well,
imagine now you're busted. Well, how old are your kids? What are they going to think? Oh, mom lied about having cancer.
Not only that, but now they have to deal with it forever because every time somebody Googles their name, it's going to pop. Maybe not their name, but like they'll see you associated with them. And now they have to deal with that forever because, oh man, your mom's a piece of shit. Dude, it's so fucked.
It is pretty fucked. Dude.
She deserves to go to jail for a long fucking time. Because we don't need people like that on the streets. Mm-mm. Like the selfish, like... Side note, though. That husband, not a great husband. Because how do you fucking allow your wife to fake cancer? Like, aren't you going to notice when you go to the doctor's appointment with her and, oh, the doctor's like, yeah, here's your, annual checkup. You're good to go.
Maybe he doesn't go, though.
But if she's going to get cancer treatment, I'd be skeptical. Like,
well, usually after...
we've been together. You've had cancer for like 3 weeks. We're getting all this money for cancer treatment, and you're just sitting at home watching TV. I haven't seen you go get any treatment.
I'm pretty sure the cancer that she was pretending to have too, like, affects you like very badly. Like, you're able to like you can usually tell when people are sick.
She'd probably be like, super like lethargic, like bone cancers and leukemia. You should be tired all the time. I'd be like, well, you just went to spin class. You look fine.
She just got back from fucking Pilates or something.
And you bought $1,000 handbag over there.
You're like, where did that fucking paddock come from? I didn't know I was fucking dating one of the Migos. What the fuck?
She looks like a chick that I've seen around Grants Pass, though.
Let me see. I'm gonna come over.
All right. She looks strangely similar or familiar.
You can see it in the eyes.
You can see that she's crazy as fuck in her eyes. But yeah, fuck that person.
You can see it in her eyes.
You can see that she's a crazy biatch. And
fuck
I hope
lady.
she goes to jail for a long time because that's just fucked up, and we don't need people like that on the street. Taking advantage of people.
Maybe we're being insensitive, but I don't really fucking care. Welcome to Not for the Week.
We're not being insensitive because she's being insensitive as fuck. Like, lying sack of shit. Anyway. Man, that made me upset, actually.
But he's like, I'm actually really mad. I'm going to go have the gnarliest shoulder.
I'm going to go get such a big pump in my arms because fuck that bitch.
You're doing curls. You're like, fuck your fake leukemia.
Oh, fake cancer. Fuck you. Dude, Game of Thrones. Starts tomorrow.
I know. I haven't even seen any episodes yet.
You have exactly 36 hours.
I don't actually think that's enough.
You have 30 hours to watch 67 episodes.
That doesn't sound like enough, dude.
And each episode is 45 minutes long.
So essentially,
you need to go home right now and watch every episode
I need
back
to
to back.
leave the podcast right now and go start.
And you can't leave your house.
I can't leave at all. Looks like I'm not mowing the yard today. Sorry, babe. Got to catch up on
Bro,
Game
you
of
got to
Thrones.
catch.
Per Mooney's request.
I saw the best thing. There's a meme the other day. It was like, no, you can't learn everything about Game of Thrones in 5 episodes. You've had an entire year. Like, it's too late. It's too late. Just go home or go back to talking about how you don't watch Game of Thrones.
I know. All of a sudden, there's going to be this thing with all these Game of Thrones people like you.
And you're going to feel so left out, dude.
I know. Everyone's going to be like, dude, did you see that episode of Game of Thrones where that dude cut that dude's head off and then fucked this lady?
I mean, I'm sure there's on. I'm sure you could go on YouTube and find like a summary that's like an hour long.
Everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Well, there was a tweet. One of the writers tweeted out that all the episodes you need to watch leading up to the new series, and it's like, I think it's like 10 episodes, 12 episodes. Still a lot. It's an investment. It's a commitment, bro.
That's essentially 10 hours.
It's a commitment.
10 hours.
Chrissy and I have been watching for like the last week and a half, trying to catch up.
That's a lot.
We're like partway through season 5, and there's 7 seasons. So we might make it. It's going to be super close if we make it all the way through, but I'm excited. I'm stoked. You're missing out. And I hope people tweet you and shame you for not watching Game of Thrones.
It probably will.
Everyone go tweet Jeremy and tell him.
Everyone go tweet James.
Everyone go tweet Jeremy and tell him how disappointed you are that he doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
I'll delete Twitter if you do that. Just kidding. I don't even tweet.
Sounds like a challenge. All right, guys. Well, I need to go eat, and we need to go train.
Yes.
So let's call it there. Make sure you guys check out notfortheweek.com. Get yourself some gear. By the time you see this, gunswithbrand.com should be no longer. But if by chance it's still around, I think we're going to shut it down on the 15th. So I don't know when this is dropping exactly. So
I think
it might. So this might be the last day to grab stuff at gunsmithbrand.com. We only have like water bottles and some hats. Really like nothing left. But swipe up, or not swipe up, but take advantage. Check it out because there's only a few things, and they're now collector's items. But yeah, follow the podcast, Not for the Week PC, on Twitter and Instagram, and
leave a 5-star review and a nice little comment.
And tell a friend.
And tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Remember, this semester's homework is tell a friend and leave a review.
Yeah, you want your doctorate in Not for the Weekology? Tell a friend. Tell 2 friends.
Tell 2 friends, actually.
You know what? That's your good deed for the day. Tell 2 friends who haven't heard of the fucking show.
Yeah,
don't tell somebody that's already heard of it.
I don't want to get a message from you guys, and it's like, hey, have you heard of Not for the Week? I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I've never heard of it.
That sounds good. I'll check it out.
Post it, dude.
All right, guys. That's it.
Have a fantastic Monday, because this is when you will hear this episode.
Go crush this week, y'all.
Smash this week in the nuts.
Stomp on it.
Stomp on them. Cover them in chocolate. And eat them.
Eat this week's nuts. Stay savage, my friends. Peace.